What if the hardest part of investing was not the math, but simply knowing where to begin? Almost everyone starts out feeling the same way, excited, a little intimidated, and unsure of the very first step. This is the first lesson in a four-part guide for anyone brand new to the stock market. Today we will quiet the noise and show you exactly how a beginner should think before buying anything. When you first look at the market, it can feel like a wall of flashing numbers and shouting experts. One person screams that stocks will crash, another swears they will double, and you freeze. Here is the calming truth. You do not need to predict any of that to succeed. The market is not a casino you have to outguess. It is a slow machine for owning real businesses. Every share is a tiny slice of a real company that makes real products and real profits. Over time, as those businesses grow, the value of owning them tends to grow with them. The single biggest mindset shift for a beginner is accepting uncertainty. Nobody, not the loudest expert and not the biggest bank, truly knows what the market will do next week. The short term is genuinely uncertain, and pretending otherwise is how beginners get hurt. But the long term has been remarkably kind to patient owners of the whole market. So we give up trying to be certain about tomorrow, and we get certain about our plan instead. Your edge is not prediction. It is patience, and patience is something anyone can choose. This is exactly why a beginner should start with one simple foundation, a broad index fund. An index fund is a single investment that quietly owns hundreds of companies at once. The most famous one follows the S&P 500, the 500 largest companies in America. When you buy it, you instantly own a tiny piece of Apple, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, and hundreds more. You're not betting on one company getting it right. You are betting on the whole economy moving forward. If one company stumbles, the other hundreds quietly carry the index onward. This is the closest thing investing has to a sensible, sturdy starting point. You might be tempted instead to hunt for the one perfect stock that makes you rich overnight. But picking single winners is genuinely hard, and most professionals fail to beat the simple index. The legendary investor Warren Buffett has repeatedly told ordinary people to just buy a low-cost index fund. He even instructed that most of his own family money be placed in an S&P 500 fund. If the greatest investor alive recommends it for beginners, that is a powerful place to start. You can always explore individual stocks later, once this calm foundation is already in place. The next question every beginner asks is simple. When is the right time to start? The honest answer is that the best time was years ago, and the second best time is right now. Try to wait for the perfect moment is just another way of pretending to predict the future. Because the market rises more often than it falls. Timing the market beats timing the market. A small amount invested today, and then left alone, has decades to quietly compound and grow. Compounding is simply your gains earning their own gains, snowballing slowly into something large. The earlier you begin, the more of that quiet magic works in your favor. Notice what we are deliberately not doing in this very first step. We're not day trading, we are not chasing hot tips, and we are not trying to get rich this week. Those games are loud, stressful, and quietly lose money for most people who play them. We are doing the boring thing that actually works, owning the whole market and waiting. In investing, boring is very often a compliment. Let us be honest about risk, because a good teacher never hides it. The market does fall, sometimes sharply, and your account will have scary red days. A drop of 20 or 30% is normal and has happened many times before. But for the patient index owner, every past crash eventually became a higher high. The danger was never the crash itself. It was selling in a panic at the very bottom. So we prepare our mind now, before the storm, to simply hold on and keep owning. So here is your foundation, the whole beginner plan in one calm breath. Accept that the short term is uncertain and let go of the need to predict it. Start with a broad, low-cost index fund that owns the entire market for you. Begin as early as you can, even with a small amount, and let compounding do the heavy work. Stay calm through the inevitable drops, because patience is the real superpower here. Remember the question we started with. Where do you even begin? You begin not with a perfect prediction, but with a calm plan and a single broad index fund. In the next part, we will open your account and turn this plan into your very first investment. I will see you in the next one, where the journey truly begins.